Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dokkan Battle video, and today I wanted to showcase this Int Bulma more because I think she's just fantastic as a free-to-play character. So we are doing full Dragon Ball Saga team here again, and we are taking on Red Zone Cell Max. Now I do believe I may have done a Dragon Ball Saga versus Cell Max already, but I wanted to do it again featuring Bulma. So I'm actually going to keep her on rotation. I'm going to try to put her in harm's way and see if she can dodge. We'll see if RNG is on her side here, right? Now, I am commentating over a pre-recording, so I know how this fight goes, and I will say it does get dicey at points, but we are able to get it done. And Bulma's power really does depend on how often she dodges. Now, for the first 4 turns on this type of team setup, she should be at a 79% chance to dodge. So she should dodge quite a bit unless you're unlucky, right? Which very first hit goes through. So our attack stat's only 3.2. I believe if she dodges once, she's over 4 mil, maybe 5 mil. Like, she shoots up a lot because it is a multiplicative 41% buff every time she dodges. So if that dodge there had come before she attacked, we would have done a lot more damage. So, you know, I've seen Bulma hitting as high as like 9 to 10 mil attack stats if you get those crazy turns where the enemies attack like 5 or 6 times before she attacks and she actually dodges them all. She can get to some crazy attack stats. But really what Bulma's there for, you know, if you're using her realistically, is you want her there. And look at Goku getting the dodge, which was pretty clutch right there, actually. Kid Goku getting the dodge out. Really the way you use her, though, I feel like is on a Dragon Ball team like this, like a Dragon Ball Saga team, where you would basically have a Kid Goku on each rotation, and then you just use her as a floating support, and because you've always got Kid Goku on rotation, she's always getting her full passive. So that's really the way I would run Bulma, but I'm kind of like her on rotation here. She does pretty well. And then obviously the Aider and Goku rotation, that's just like, that's like a must on this team right now. It's the most solid, consistent rotation you can have, because Aider does stuff like this, where he just tanks like an absolute god. Just doesn't matter. So Aider's pretty dang good. And he's a unit that's going to age really well, because when you got that much damage reduction, we've seen how those units age, right? We're talking like AGL Golden Frieza and Tech Golden Frieza. Those type of units, then Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, right? STR Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. These are units that age incredibly well because damage reduction doesn't get old. And if you have enough of it, it doesn't matter if you have low defense, right? The thing with Aider is he's got high damage reduction, but he also has some defense to back it up. So he's crazy. He can tank some of the hardest hitting bosses in the game, no problem. Pretty much everything in the game, as long as you've got, you know, Kid Goku on rotation and he's like fully built up. Yeah, he's good to go. So Kid Goku, he's going to be my primary damage dealer, right? Dishing out multiple supers most turns, hitting like 7 to 8 to 9 mil attack stats. Really anxious to get mine rainbowed because he has become one of my favorite units in the game. I definitely see why Truth likes him so much. You just always feel good having this guy in your team. And the thing with Kid Goku is he works on a ton of teams, and you pretty much want him on any team he fits on. His orb changing is so valuable, so good. Yeah, he's just a great unit. And providing damage reduction for the rotation is insane. He's just a fantastic unit. So probably one of the more valuable units you can own in the game. Like, and he's still like a top tier contender for best TUR in the game. But even if he wasn't like, say, best TUR overall in the game, he's probably like most usable unit in the game, right? Like the unit you want to use a lot, you know, based on his utility and everything. So here's Bulma. I think she dodged twice there, and she's got a 6 mil attack stat. And the reason why this is so cohesive with Kid Goku as the leader is he supports Dragon Ball Saga, so he's a big time support unit. So the Bulma's getting like double or triple supported on some of these turns. Well, double supported. Because her support, I don't believe, hits herself. It only hits the rest of the rotation. But like this Goku here would be triple supported. I don't remember if we have Yamcha in slot 3 here. Let's see. No, we have the other Kid Goku. So this is just a normal turn. But if you have, say, Yamcha floating or something like that, then you would have this Goku like triple supported, which is crazy. But you can see here's our first dicey moment. We took like 400k, which is a lot, but we didn't die. And this team is resilient. We've got some good defensive units that we can slowly heal that back and hope our dodge comes through when we need it, right? So that's really what we're hoping. And look at the Int Kid Goku here at 8 mil. This Int Kid Goku is really good. He's just so overshadowed by the physical one. But it works. It definitely works. I probably should have put the Int one on rotation there. Because he's a little bit better on rotation. I mean, the physical one is better anywhere than the Int one. But since the Int one doesn't really work very well as a floater, I kind of like having one of the physical Gokus as a floater. I didn't change my rotation there, though. That's fine. So we're going to use active skill here. Let Goku do his thing. I love the animations here too, and the Path to Power art style is so good. I do think this Dragon Ball Saga team is one of my favorite teams. It's not like the most meta-relevant team, but it's just one of my favorites, right? So I've done a few videos playing them out, and this In Bulma is just such a nice addition to the team. They really needed it. And this is a team that will definitely make use of free-to-play units, because that's what a lot of Dragon Ball Saga is free-to-play units. They don't get Dokkan Fest very often. We definitely need... I'm hoping this year we can get at least one more Dragon Ball Saga Dokkan Fest. My number one vote would be for a Dokkan Fest Kid Bulma. Like, that's what I would want, or a Youth Bulma. That would be my number one wanted Dokkan Fest from Dragon Ball Saga. I know a lot of you all would want, like, Demon King Piccolo or something like that, which that would be cool, too. But yeah, for me, it would be Bulma. Now, I don't know when they would slide her in, because I feel like, you know, this April Fool's slot would probably be the slot they would do it in. So, and obviously on Global, we had Yamcha, and on JP, they did Kale. So I think maybe next year in this slot is where we could see that. But they could drop her, like, literally whenever they want, right? Just in between, like, big-time celebrations. You never know. She wouldn't be, like, a big celebration like a Tanabata or anything like that. And look at Yamcha. I think Yamcha saved this there by dodging. And that's literally raw hidden potential dodge. I think Yamcha literally would have died there. So we got some really clutch dodging in this video. So it's not like this fight was a cakewalk or anything. But this is like one of the newer red zones. So yeah, you don't expect it to be easy. And this team isn't a meta-relevant dominant team. But it's got some nice pieces. Like this Bulma dodge is enough. Kid Goku is a top tier meta unit. Jackie Chun, damage reduction is good. Bulma dodging the super there, now hitting 4 mil. So all she needs is one dodge and she's hitting 4 mil as a free-to-play support unit. That's really good. And in my showcase of her, I believe we hit 7 mil. And then I saw, I believe it was True Showcase, when she had a crazy turn where she dodged like 6 or 7 times. And she hit like 9 mil. It was crazy. I do kind of wish, though, her multiplicative buff was for defense instead of attack. That would have been a lot better. Because then she would actually like tank everything. If she has got a couple of dodges off. Because that's literally what she has is the Whis mechanic. But it's for attack instead of dodging. Which I believe one of the Pans have that as well. That's Xenopan. Xenopan has the Whis mechanic as well. So when we say Whis mechanic, it's where you basically gain defense when you dodge. But it's multiplicative. And there, look at that. Jackie Chun tanking for double digits. Very good. Because Jackie Chun, when the enemy that he attacks, he gets like 50% damage reduction, which is really good. And we may have had an item on that turn. I kind of wasn't paying attention. I feel like we did have an item for Jackie Chun to tank that, but maybe not. So now, yeah, because I'm actually using this team a lot, I actually am really anxious to get my Jackie Chun Rainbow, but it takes a while because he's a World Tournament unit. And you got to grind a lot to get number 1 local, unless you're really lucky on your pairings. But my locals, on average, you need over 100 million points, and I never grind that hard. I grind 30 mil, and I'm good, right? I'm waiting for Global to get the really cool one where we start to get the easy A's. I think we're still a couple of World Tournaments away from that, though. But that's exciting because that Int Piccolo is going to be really good. He's a really good free-to-play unit. So here, Ader getting supered, perfect spot to get supered. Nothing, right? And so with all these Cell Max attacks, I'm actually hoping Ader gets supered twice. Because this Cell Max can multi-super in a turn. So we're not safe unless we see another one. And there we go. So Cell Max wasting all of his juice on Ader, just hitting an absolute wall. Ader is the GOAT. And my Ader, I think my Ader is actually like 90%. I think he's pretty close to Rainbow. But even at 55%, Ader tanks like a boss. The thing is damage reduction is damage reduction. Obviously, he'll tank a little bit better if he has more stats, but that damage reduction holds very true. Because he's either 80 to 88%, depending on if Goku hits his passive or not. But if Goku gets his orbs, dude, 88% damage reduction with actually a decent amount of defense is why Ader's so crazy. And look, we get triple supered this turn and take 229. So Cell Max just being relentless here. We take 3 supers in 1 turn. And because 2 of them came on Ader, we get lucky and sneak through here. But now look at Kid Goku taking 86k on a normal for the Ink Kid Goku. So yeah, we're really dicey right here. Our health is low. We got Yamcha on this turn. We're going to be kind of in trouble here. Bulma's got type advantage, but her dodge chance is really low right now. It's only 50% instead of 79%. So there's no guarantee she's going to dodge, but the type advantage makes me feel pretty good. And I think we must be out of items here because we don't even use an item. So I might have used them. And then Bulma, it's like, oh, but she's guarding, right? So can she tank it? And she does. So Bulma actually tanking there on her defense against Cell Max without an item, which is pretty good. Unless we had an item from last turn, but I don't think we did. So Bulma showing off a little bit of tanking here, showing off her dodge here and there, putting up decent attack sets, because even if she doesn't dodge, like 3 mils are fine for a support unit. Getting the multi-super there, and sure, dodging afterwards, but yeah, 50%, you can't count on that as much. And then Goku at 8.7, we're really hoping we finish him off, because if Yamcha gets hit, we're done, even on a normal. Yamcha's not that tanky. Now, my Yamcha does have like good hit and potential dodge, but there we go. We got him down to like 1 hit point and then the additional normal. So, in Bulma coming through, red zone viable unit here. Well, definitely wasn't like what I would say a super clean run. Definitely got dicey. But we got it done, and it's a fun team. Bulma's just such a good unit. So anyways, guys, let me know what you think of this Int Bulma. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.